E3 day one. It was big. What happened? It was good. It was good. It was great. There were no lines. There were heaps of games to play. There was so much free stuff. But no, day one was actually excellent. I rocked up to the convention center at about 11:30, where I got to meet up with my team, which consisted of myself, CBS staff members, and the awesome YouTubers Deligracy and Muselk. Now, if you aren't already following these guys, why not? They're cool, they're hardworking professionals, and they deserve your follow. Go and do that. With our cool little posse and our industry badges in hand, we hit E3 in style, shuffling through the halls so that we could make all of our appointments. Now this year, E3 is officially open to the public, which means 15,000 people were able to get onto the show floor for the first time ever. Unfortunately for us, 15,000 people got onto the show floor before we did. That's fine. That's fine. See, we in the industry get priority queuing for all of our appointments, and our first appointment of the entire show was UBISOFT. Excuse me, I'm meant to be here? Yeah, GameSpot, industry, yeah, you know. At the Ubisoft booth, I got to sit down with both Far Cry 5 and Mario x Rabbids. As you may remember from yesterday's recap, I wasn't particularly thrilled with what Ubisoft was offering, but I must admit, after getting my hands on with both titles, I was pleasantly surprised. The first game I played was Far Cry 5, and I got to run through the Town Liberation demo 3 times. On my first run, I enjoyed a stealthy ranged approach with a sniper lady backing me up from above. My second playthrough resulted in me running in guns blazing after my biplane support came and dropped a giant bomb on this town full of hicks. The third playthrough was a little different though. It mainly featured me telling my support dog to aim for the neck. And you know what? It was surprisingly fun. Of course, while it is the standard Far Cry shooting gameplay and I did have to climb a tower, albeit for a vantage point, I think I may actually be anticipating this game. Next up was Mario x Rabbids. Now this game leaked about a week ago and I didn't really care at all because, let's face it, Rabbids are the French minions. But when asked if I wanted to play this weird platypus of a title, I thought, why not? And you know what? I actually had a pretty good time. Naturally, the gameplay held our hand a little bit as it taught us all the basic strategy mechanics, but after the brief 20-minute demo, I found myself wanting to play more. I think what surprised me was the seamlessness of it all. Combat was quick and logical, and I actually enjoyed watching Mario's typical good guy personality interact with the zany and over-the-top Rabbids. This game lends itself to the Nintendo Switch because it's exactly this type of simple, fun game that I'd play either on a bus for 30 minutes or on a lazy Sunday. Who knew such a strange concept could turn out so pleasantly? After that, I got to watch Muselk play some Sea of Thieves in the Xbox booth because apparently I'm not YouTube famous enough to play it myself. Though my initial concern for the game was a lack of direction in the gameplay, it was quickly sidelined when I witnessed how fun the 4v4 ship combat was. Muselk and his somewhat coordinated team were rapidly alternating through the cannons, the sails and steering as they strove to sink the enemy ship. At one point, someone attempted to launch themselves onto the enemy ship. However, they misjudged terribly and they quickly found themselves treading water. Amazingly, the game does a great job at getting you back into the action, and that crew member was soon back on board and trying to fire themselves across again. In closing, E3 Day 1 was a success. Yes, there were lots of people, but there were also a lot of familiar faces among the horde. I was very lucky to bump into Tim Rogers, the developer of Video Ball, and I even got to see Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, for the second time. Oh shit, speaking of which, Nintendo. After the somewhat lackluster conferences the past 2 days, I was overjoyed to wake up and see that Nintendo had come good and that it had announced some awesome new titles for the Nintendo Switch. I was grinning uncontrollably throughout the Mario Odyssey trailer, and I cannot wait to pick it up later this year. The idea of Mario throwing his hat onto a dinosaur and then possessing it? That's just so ridiculous, I have to play it. Astronauts, thank you as always for tuning into my recap. Tomorrow I've got some appointments with Sony, Activision and a few other publishers, and I'm greatly looking forward to sharing even more fun and exciting news fresh from the show. If you enjoy these recaps, go ahead and like the Bad Astronaut Facebook page. Alternatively, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram and see my daily photos and videos from the show floor. Catch you later.